Hi, my name's Andy Brown. I'm the Executive Vice President for Shell in Qatar and also the Managing Director of Pearl GTL. And here we are in the middle of the Pearl GTL site in Ras Laffan City. Ras Laffan City is on the northeast coast of Qatar, about 80 kilometers north of Doha. It's actually on the seaside, and offshore here we have the massive North Field, 900 TCF of gas, which is the largest gas field in the world. And we have offshore there a block where we've been drilling wells where we'll produce gas through pipelines 60 kilometers onshore for processing here in Pearl GTL. Now this is the largest construction site in the oil and gas industry. We've had as many as 48,000 people constructing the plant here. Now when that gas comes onshore, we process it in this area here. This is called the feed gas processing unit. And in here, the gas comes in and the gas is very rich with liquids, and we separate those liquids off. They're called condensates. But we also take some of the lighter liquids off, and we do that in the unit over here. We chill the gas so the liquids drop out of the gas in these units. And that makes products like propane and butane that the gas then comes further into this plant. Now together with the condensate, the propane, the butane and actually ethane we make 120,000 barrels a day of those associated products. But we have to clean the gas up even further before it goes into the GTL process. And we do it over here, and this is called the acid gas removal units. And in these units we have to take the hydrogen sulfide out of the gas, and we make in total about 600 tons a day of sulfur. So that then is exported along with the condensates, the LPGs, to export markets around the world. And what comes out of this plant is very clean gas, very clean methane, which will then go further into the GTL process. The second ingredient we need for the GTL process is oxygen. And behind me here are the air separation units. There are 8 of them. These are the largest air separation units in the world. We make 28,800 tons a day of oxygen in these plants. And we do it by taking air, compressing it, and then chilling it to about minus 180 degrees centigrade. And in these cold boxes, these tall towers you see here, is where the oxygen and the nitrogen as liquids separate out and allows us to create that oxygen. Now to compress the air, we need enormous air compressors, and there are 8 of these, each about 70 megawatts in power. And to drive those, we use steam that we get from our process. So we integrate the energy we get from the process with what we need to drive the machinery. And the oxygen from here then goes into our GTL reactors. So these are reactors that run at about 1350 degrees C. It's very hot. Metallurgy is very important there. And we make from that syngas, carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Of course, we recover as much of that heat as possible in a big steam system that drives a bunch of the equipment on the plant. But the carbon monoxide and hydrogen, the syngas, comes in here to the GTL reactors. And through the tubes in the reactors, it is converted to the GTL waxes. Now, in these reactors, many thousands of tubes in each reactor. Actually, if you laid the tubes end to end, you go all the way from here to Japan. And each of those tubes is full with catalyst that has specially been formulated by Shell. Over 30 years of research to refine that particular catalyst. Almost 5,000 tons of it. And the surface area of that catalyst is like 18 times the surface area of the state of Qatar. So we get from these reactors wax, but we also get water. We actually make more water than wax. And that water is then taken to our effluent treatment plant on the other side of the plant and cleaned up and reused. So we actually don't use any fresh water at all on the plant. We reuse all our water back in the steam systems. The waxes from the GTL reactors comes here to the liquid process unit. This is a refinery. The first thing we take is the light ends off that wax. And this makes excellent feedstock for detergents. Then the rest of the waxes come to this unit here. This is called our hydrocracker, one of the largest in the Shell group. And that's where we cut those waxes into the smaller components. which we distill over in the distillation unit here into things like kerosene for aviation fuel, gas oil for diesel cars, naphtha for petrochemicals. Now that also has a very heavy end, and that heavy material goes into making lubricants through our base oil plant. We actually have the largest quality base oil plant in the whole world here on Pearl GTL. Now all those products are then sent down to our tank farm. We have 1 million cubic meters of storage in that tank farm before the products are then exported, and they're sent to customers right across the world, in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and Shell is involved in a lot of that distribution and marketing of those products downstream. So we've been around all the process facilities on Pearl GTL, but really the core of the GTL plant is here in utilities, because in our processes we produce lots of heat and we lead lots of services, and so the integration of the process and the utilities is crucial to get the efficiency we need for the Pearl GTL plant. So in here, in the heart of the utilities, you get essentially water systems. We have steam systems. 8,000 tons per hour of steam will be distributed around the plant. This is the largest steam system built in one place in the world. That steam and the electrical power will drive rotating equipment of 1,200 megawatts of power. That's a phenomenal amount of rotating equipment. And that's all coordinated from here in the utilities plant. And so the water that we have recovered from the GTL reactors in the effluent treatment plant is cleaned up so it can be reused, and it's first reused here in these degassing vessels, which is the boiler feed, before that steam is then generated. And that steam is generated in all our key reactors, but also from the back of the gas turbines here, and we have 6 40 megawatt gas turbines here that actually get their power from off gas from the reactors. So we integrate everything to make sure we use every last bit of energy. And so that these gas turbines, 240 megawatts in total, they also have heat recovery units on the back of them. They recover even more steam. And so as you can see, this whole plant is a full integration of energy, process and utilities. This is the largest construction site in the oil and gas industries. And some of the quantities that we've installed are quite incredible. We've installed 600,000 meters cubed of concrete. That's the same as 7 Wembley stadiums. We've laid 11,000 kilometers of cables. We've erected 120,000 tons of steel. That's 15 Eiffel Towers of steel. And we've laid also about 100,000 tons of pipe. We've brought all these materials in here to Ras Laffan. That's 2 million freight tons of material. And to do that, we built our own quay here in Ras Laffan city so we could bring the ships directly in close to this site. So it's a fantastic experience for all of us to be involved in this enormous project. And one of the best things about working here is working with the team. We've had 48,000 people working here. We've built the Pearl Village where they live so that we can look after them, we can look after their welfare, we can look after their safety training to make sure that every day they go home safely. And as a result, we get a great safety record. So the whole team has really pulled together to make Pearl GTL possible. It is truly one of the most impressive projects in the world. It's a project that's linked to the largest gas field in the world. It makes very clean products for distribution right across the world. So being hard linked to that gas field, making those products for generation after generation after generation, will be able to deliver these products for my children and my children's children. This is a fantastic achievement. We're making history and we're all very proud to be part of it.